walked into Petra at night to see this sound and light show on the Treasury building. There's over 2,000 candles.
Welcome, desert wanderers. Come and hear this ancient tale, hidden in the silent sands of time, buried in this lifeless desert's vale, where life once was thriving in its prime. As brief as the short desert roses bloom, a city carved in sand, rock, and stone. Despite all odds and biting desert storms, their legacy stood the test of time in grace. New nomadic paths illuminated by the sun, weaving snake-like to this one place of rest comparable to none.
We're going back into Petra in the daylight now. This canyon is called Alsik. It leads to the Treasury building, and as you get closer, it gets narrow. This facade is carved from sandstone, and it's called the Treasury Building. It was thought to be a mausoleum. We walked on a trail that goes up the mountain to get a better view of the treasury. So we turned off the main trail, and now we headed uphill to a smaller trail that leads to a number of tombs, including the royal tombs.
We will be affected with influence, normal, but we're gonna adapt to our style. We're gonna carve the theater right here. This theater here with a capacity of almost 3,000 people as the audience area, which means there's almost 10% of that population is represented with democracy. That's mean 30,000 people used to live here.
This is the street of facades. You can see all the facades carved into the mountain. We had a special dinner in a restaurant called The Cave. They cooked the food in a clay pot, and they brought it out and had me break it open with a hammer.
Bob, what's that?
There's a guy smoking a hookah. Oh my gosh, Kath, I'm afraid to look. Thank you. Oh my gosh. We're driving to Little Petra now. That's Petra over there. We're walking through Little Petra. This woman is spinning yarn. We drove for about 2 hours and we got to the Wadi Rum Desert, and then we got in a pickup truck, and now we're driving through the desert. This is Wadi Rum Desert. We stopped at a canyon, and there were ancient petroglyphs on the walls.
From the Holy Book of Galactus, all the way here. As you can see.
The writing.
Now, on the other hand, you can see the graffiti here, which is, not that good shape. But above it, a way to decipher those graffitis. We're still gonna call them graffiti, even we believe this is the early stages of language, because here in the region, language started in two locations: Mesopotamia with the Nile language, and in Egypt with hieroglyphic.
We did some short hikes. One, we went up a sand dune, and then on top of that, there was this rocky mountain that we had to climb up, but it gave us a great view of the area.
يلا go go go. تلقاها من جهة ثانية فلاح.
We're on camels right now.
عدي من نص عادي ها.
We're sitting on our front deck of our camp, of our tent, waiting for the sun to go down, which is about an hour from now. We just got here by camel. The black tent is the dining room, and this is our place. They're cooking our food underground in a pot with charcoal all around it, and they buried it with sand on top of it.
You can see the steam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my.
I hope you are hungry.
We'll share. Wow, look at that.
Oh my, look.
You see, this is the barrel. He put the wood.
Yeah, see down there?
Huh.
Now, if you like to
Oh my gosh, look
Oh,
at that.
gosh.
lamb, chicken, zucchini, carrot, onion, potato, and you see, this is the freak. I will not say couscous because it's
yeah.
white freak.
We got up early to see the sunrise. They had a chef out here ready to cook whatever we wanted. This is the site of Abu Simbel. There's two huge temples made of rock. This is Lake Nasser. The temples were originally carved out of the mountainside in the 13th century BC. In 1968, they had to move it to higher ground because the building of the Aswan Dam caused them to be flooded. So this is the new location. These figures are of Ramesses II. They're 66 feet tall. This is inside the temple. We're on the cruise ship on the Nile, and they had some entertainment at night. This is the Whirling Dervish. This guy went on for quite a while, and he never stopped spinning. We're at the Temple of Philae. It was built about 700 BC. This was moved in the 1970s because building of the Aswan Dam caused the original site to be flooded, and they recreated it where we are. This is the Trajan Kiosk. It's also part of the Philae complex. This is Kamambo Temple. It was built about 200 BC, and it's dedicated to the crocodile god called Sobek. This is the Edfu Temple. It's dedicated to Horus, the falcon-headed god of protection. It has carvings that tell the story of Horus avenging his father Osiris, a key legend in ancient Egypt mythology. This is a boy hitching a ride on the back of a horse cart. This ship, the Oberoi, is the ship that we sailed on the Nile for 4 days. We're on the Nile. We left Edfu about an hour ago, and now we're headed to Luxor. Going through some locks. You can see the water levels are different on this side of the gate versus the other side. So that should be opening soon. They're now letting water flow through.
Yeah, we were above, slightly above the level of the...
Yeah. Now the doors are opening so that we can get through. The water level difference is probably 25, 30 feet, I would say. We were way above the side before. We're walking down the Avenue of the Sphinxes, heading to Karnak Temple. This is the Hall of Columns in Karnak Temple. You can see the colors on some of these. They've started cleaning them, and they've discovered all the colors underneath the soot. Karnak Temple is the largest religious structure ever built. It covers approximately 200 acres. This is Luxor Temple. It's a giant complex built on the Nile. It was built around 1400 BC. It's used for the crowning of pharaohs. There are 14 massive sandstone columns, which originally formed a processional hall. We just arrived at the Valley of the Kings. This is where Tutankhamun's tomb was found, along with many other tombs.
So they tried to do a bit of digging with the name of King Tutankhamun.
We're headed down to where the tomb of Tutankhamun is. Be careful. This is his mummy. He reigned from 1332 to 1323 BC. He was buried with a lot of objects and personal possessions, such as coffins, furniture, clothing, and even his chariots. Over 5,400 items were removed from his tomb, and now they're in the Grand Egyptian Museum. These are just a few of them. This is a stone, small, nested coffin that he was in. We're going to enter the tomb of Ramesses VI.
Tomb that you will go to right now is the figures of the sky goddess Nut. In the burial chamber, when you go to the last part where it has the coffin inside, the coffin is broken in so many pieces, but it's still beautiful to see. When you look at the ceiling, you'll see the sky goddess on its two corners.
This is all on the wall of the entrance to the tomb. All this writing, carving, and it's in color. This is where the sarcophagus is. So we're going down to the tomb of Seti the First.
No, nobody behind us.
This is about 400 feet long. This tomb has 17 chambers and side rooms. It's one of the longest and most decorated tombs. The lower we go, the hotter it gets. We're down one level here. The colors are all original. We're now down deeper. It's really hot down here. That's the ceiling. It's amazing what they have done here. This is Valley of the Queens now. This temple was built during the reign of Pharaoh Hatshepsut in the late 15th century BC. This pharaoh was known as one of Egypt's most powerful and successful female pharaohs. The top part is actually carved into the mountain.
The color of the land, how lush it is, how black it is, with all the minerals that was here for thousands of years because of the silt coming. Very few remains we have of the houses of the workmen, the guys who made the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens, and these were the real important artisans that were living over here. So we have something like 70 houses for the people. and we know that it was sort of a double floors. So one room they were staying in, and then at the top they will have something like their bedrooms, storage areas. And this is just a plan. I mean, we found like traces on the ground. The two homes on the corner, these were for the overseers or the managers, I would say.
We're climbing down into the tomb of Anherka, a foreman for the workers in the area. Yeah.
Oh my God, look at this.
Look at that.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, wow.
This is the tomb of Sendenjem, who was buried here along with his wife and 3 generations of his family. We're at Medinet Habu, or on the west bank of the Nile in Luxor. It's a temple complex of Pharaoh Ramesses III from the late 12th century BC. Everywhere you look, there's some kind of a opening to a tomb. This is the first pyramid, built in stone, 2700 BC. It's called the Step Pyramid, and it's considered to be the earliest large-scale cut stone construction made by man.
What we had was just what we call a mastaba, a small bench on top of it. Second thing is the
Back in Cairo, we visited a mosque.
times in a day you wash yourself, you direct yourself towards Mecca, you start reciting a zikr.
We also walked around Old Cairo. It was really interesting. There's all kinds of interesting shops.
Another old mosque. We use them more during Ramadan time. Like put on top of the minarets. Don't you usually see on top of the minarets a
Yes.
crescent or a moon because we go according to a lunar calendar?
We visited the recently opened Grand Egyptian Museum. There's over 100,000 artifacts, and there are over 5,000 pieces from King Tutankhamun's tomb. This is one of King Tut's coffins. This is the largest of the coffins. There's 4 of the coffins like this. One fits inside the other. That was the biggest. Here's the next smaller one. Here's the next one. And this is the smallest. In the tomb that we saw a few days ago is the mummy. King Tut's burial mask. This is the back of it. These were his chariots. These are the famous pyramids of Giza. They're royal tombs built for 3 pharaohs. They were built over 4,500 years ago, between 2600 and 2500 BC. That's the entrance to the pyramid. And this is the Great Sphinx. It has a human head and a lion's body. They think it was built between 26 and 2500 BC.